Good day and welcome back to my show. My name is Chantal Ngumala and I'm a proud member of the Zaio team. I am so excited to launch this platform because this is where we get to know our tech gurus, and our tech insperts. And if you're watching this, it's already May, June, or later in the year. It's okay. We have a unique approach, which means no matter when you join, you will never fall behind, whether you're intermediate, advanced, or basic. We always have the right thing for you. So today I'll be hosting Lindelani Mbatha. He is a fourth year of electrical and computer engineering. I'm very excited to host him because he has entered a lot of hackathons with the Developer Society, and he's saying that he is always ready to tutor. So if you need any help and you're in UCT or you want to schedule any like Zoom call for any coding, he is always ready to help. Lindelani, how are you?
Hi Chantel, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So tell me about yourself. Like, what do you do? What do you like? And what do you like to do in your spare time?
As you mentioned, I'm Lindelani and I'm doing my final year this year, finally, in electrical and computer engineering. And I just, honestly, I just like tutoring people. So I always have people asking me questions every day. So like if I'm working on my stuff, like developing my personal websites and just taking coding challenges and all of that. So I'm just dealing with people, helping people and stuff. And also I like sport and I like to play sport as well. So just to take my mind off things and everything. So yeah.
That is nice. So explain coding to me, like someone who has never coded before. Like, how would you explain coding? How would you describe it?
So firstly, I'll have to go with the textbook definition here. So like if it's basically leaving the computer with specific instructions, right, for it to be able to perform specific tasks. So when a user or maybe enters an input or anything or asks the computer to do something, then it refers back to those instructions that, okay, this is what I need to do, and that and that and that. But it keeps on evolving, obviously, and now it's not just like specific instructions telling you to do A, B, and C. It's now like with machine learning and AI. Now it's sort of like, okay, do A and B and figure out C.
That is amazing. So what is your proudest work? What is something that, like, during your coding career you've done and you're like, wow, I can't outdo this? Like, what is that?
I'm gonna have to leave it at proudest, not like, okay, wow, because the thing is, once you do something, right, know how you did it and its flaws and everything, so okay, yeah, that's good. But it was during my internship, so I do electronics as well, so with coding. So I was doing an IoT project. So IoT is basically connecting physical devices to the internet, right? So the company wanted to showcase their new IoT platform. So what I was doing, I was just transforming their office to sort of a smart office. So their temperature sensor could now send notifications that, okay, the temperature is too high, and had a door sensor as well, like counting the number of people entering and leaving the building. So yeah, it was just great. My proudest project there was when I had to count how many cups of coffee have been made on their coffee machine. So you hook up the vibration sensor and then you take the data and try to process it with code and everything. And then it was amazing.
What do you mean it's not wow?
So, like I told you, when you do something, the end product is great, right? When you see the end product, great and everything, but you keep on thinking about the technicalities in there, and you say, okay, cool, wait, what if it does that and that and that? Oh, I didn't do that properly. So, but yeah, it was amazing.
That is absolutely impressive. So tell me about how coding has changed you personally. I can imagine how when you first came to UCT, you were a different person. You had different ideologies, different ideas, but you came first year, second year, third year, and now you're in your fourth year. How has it changed you? How has it changed your confidence, your livelihood, and everything?
I always say this to people, like, my superpower is coding. It's like a superpower. It sort of gave me something to do, always. If I'm not working in school stuff and I'm procrastinating, then I'm procrastinating with code, like looking at coding videos and working on doing coding competitions and all of that and challenges and talking to friends about it and everything. It's just amazing, and it gives you that confidence. Once you see something that you built and you designed working, you're like, yeah, I have superpowers, and also obviously. And also obviously, like, coming from home and everything, it does put food at the table, right? Because you can get jobs, and you can freelance. You can just do anything to get money with code. So it gives me money and happiness and freedom at the same time. So, yeah.
That makes that makes you like be like, okay, wow, the tech industry is so cool. So you do so many cool things. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, so it's either I'm still like at the very beginning stages of a startup, like a tech startup, obviously, or it's just like working and everything is awesome, and I'm managing it, and I'm never gonna stop coding, like even if I have to start up and everything. So my target for 5 years is to have like started my startup. But firstly, I just wanna go into industry and get a bit of experience there, and then delve into it.
Okay, that's actually very refreshing. So you telling me that you want to go to the entrepreneurial journey of working
Yeah.
instead of working formally, you want to do like a startup. What are you comfortable just discussing any ideas of your startup, or you haven't like thought of it properly?
A simple one, around home, right? There's very lack of awareness about technology, right? So there are just like too many small companies where you enter and be like, okay, I see their system is working this way, but it could improve with that and that and that. I'm always looking at how can I improve these small companies with technology. So either software, electronics, or anything. So my target is basically small companies, and just try to keep them up to date with technology and everything.
That is so exciting. I'm very glad. So, okay, last question. Not like last, we're going to have like 5 more questions, but last question. If there's someone who wants to start coding, because like this, I've had different interviews. Some people are in the entrepreneurial journey like yourself, but some people are working like, they work in your traditional jobs. And I mean, both ways have their advantages and disadvantages, which is great. So there's someone who wants to be an entrepreneur or someone who wants to work in coding, but they don't know like whether they should take the first step, whether they should do it, whether coding is worth it. So what would you say like to someone who wants to sign up for a platform, but they don't know if it's worth it? What would you say to them?
Firstly, it depends with one's objectives and time, right? So like for example, for us, like fresh out of high school, you have time and everything. So a varsity degree does it, right? You can spend 4 years in varsity learning it and becoming good in it and everything. But like for someone who just wants to learn quick and then just do something, so platforms like Zaio are very great for that. And just like that, having a professional instructor like guiding you through everything and then telling you exactly what to do and what not to do, I feel like that's great, and you should get that at the very early stages of your coding career, right? Even if you're not like gonna be a software engineer, right, or an engineer, but just like having these skills can help you. I mean, I'm assuming like a receptionist or anything, or anything, you can use coding to automate some of your tasks, right, on your computer, like automate Excel sheets and everything like that. So it's really worth it. It saves time and effort.
Wow. Okay, I like what you just said, because you just said that even if you don't want to work as a developer, even if you want to carry on and work as an accountant, as a receptionist, you still need to learn how to code to make your job easier.
I use my coding skills with my school projects always. Like if I get a school project, even if they didn't tell me that you have to code, if I can say that, okay, you know what, I don't have to do that by myself, I just automate it, and saves my time.
You have just expanded our market. So there you have it. Even if you're just a student, you don't want to be a developer or something, still learn how to code, because we'll teach you how to make your job easier. And when you make your job easier, you get paid more. So even if you don't follow the coding path, you can still increase your salary by learning how to code with us.
I was just wanted to add to that. Like, for example, I had this project and they said it was going to take a week, right? And I think I took 5 hours, like trying to code how I can automate it. And then when I finally did, it just like did the entire project, and obviously in less than a minute. So I was just like, okay, so a week, what for? So it's just...
They didn't count it as cheating, no.
No, because it did calculations and everything. So yeah.
Wow, I actually want to try that out. I mean, after learning. So coding has a lot of myths, okay? There's a lot of people that say a lot of things about coding, and after coding, you might find that, okay, it's not really true. Now there's 5 of them. I'm going to ask you, you're going to tell me whether or not you think it's true or you think it's false. So one, you need to be a genius to learn how to code. Myth or fact?
It starts being a myth and then it becomes a fact. So you don't need to be a genius, but once you've learned and become good in it, then you become a genius.
Oh,
So,
okay. So geniuses can be taught how to become genius. So two, you need to have a degree in order to learn how to code.
no, not at all. Like, no. I mean, it depends with what the persons want, and obviously, and if you have time, but you don't need a degree. You can sign up for platforms like Zaio and go online on YouTube, on Udemy, or everywhere. But yeah, it just depends with what you want. Like, I for one, I need a degree because yeah, I just like having professional instructors and everything in front of me. But like for someone else, it just depends with your capacity and what you want. So you don't need it.
Definitely not. So three, some programming languages are better than others. But I know, I'm sorry.
Well, it's it's a myth if you just put it like that, but it depends what you want with the programming language, right? So let's say I usually work with embedded systems, so electronics and stuff. And obviously the C or C++ are much faster and more efficient than Python. So, but then if you're just automating stuff on your PC, right, you can't be doing it in C. It's just too much. So Python is better there, right? And if you're doing back-end development, then you have Java. I mean, you can't just do it with TypeScript or JavaScript, right? So it just depends with what you want. Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay. So part myth, basically. It's not entirely true, but it's not entirely false.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just like that.
Okay. So, or is it true that coding is boring? People will say, I don't want to study because, someone will have very good marks and they'll say, no, I don't want to study because I don't want to work a day job. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to stare at my computer until I have to, all those things. Is it true that coding is boring?
Not at all. It's pretty much the most exciting thing I know.
Judging from what you do, I can tell.
Yeah. But obviously, I mean, for someone else who's completely not interested in it, maybe they'd find it boring, but it's just amazing. Like the struggles and the challenges, and when you see the final product, it's just wow.
Okay. So final question. You said you work with, you automate things, right? And you have worked with artificial intelligence, right?
Not exactly artificial intelligence. Yeah, I like automating things.
Or automating things. Do you think that because we are heavily relying on technology, do you think that at some point there's going to be a robot uprising? I know there's the what do you call it? Sci-fi. We see your Tony Starks, your Javas becoming something else, your iRobots. Do you think that it's just something that people fantasize about, or do you think it's something that has the chance of manifesting?
I think it does have a chance, but not in the way that sci-fi movies and people put it. Like the first thing I'd want to say, like people saying, these robots and technology are gonna replace people, and in turn, people are not gonna have jobs, right? I mean, robots it's just good to have robots do what they are good at, right? So repeated stuff and like maybe packaging and assembling and everything like that. It's good to have robots do that. And then it's good to have humans do what they are good at. So that's thinking and being creative and fixing things and everything. So basically, once you have robots, you get more efficient production, and also you open up a lot of other opportunities. Like for example, you'll need to so many developers and you need to have so many technicians and mechanics and all of that. So it's basically kind of like it's not gonna end jobs per se, but it's gonna make jobs evolve. Like even development is gonna evolve because now people are making AIs that can code, right? But then now you can't say that would replace developers because otherwise, who's gonna tell this AI? Who's gonna give this AI specific instruction? It's not the CEO, the HR person. It's gonna be a developer. So jobs evolve.
I like that. So you're saying that we must just upskill ourselves and because they're doing most basic things and they're giving us an opportunity to think on a higher level, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like an example I usually make is I saw this robot that can actually cook, like deal with pots and everything. And then, I mean, if you just look at it to be like, oh, wow, so now we're not going to need a chef. but not really. So now it means your chef has more time to come up with new and more creative recipes while the robot is cooking. It's basically
Oh,
like that.
that is amazing. Wow. I really enjoyed this interview and I have learned a lot, because I was also afraid because they said chartered accountants are going to be replaced, but it looks like they're not going to be replaced, but they're going to be replaced as we know them. So those nitty-gritties, we're not going to do them, but we're going to do things on a higher level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like that.
So any last words of encouragement, any last words of, any final words?
Well, I guess your target audiences are people who want to learn coding, right? I would say at first, not going to be easy, right? It's going to be challenging. You're going to feel like, oh, crap, I'm so dumb. How couldn't I say that? But with time, you get used to being dumb and just realizing that you seek out for help, learn from your mistakes and everything. So, I mean, it's just amazing. Don't give up. None of us are gurus. Like, there is no guru in coding. We're always learning. I mean, they're always developing new frameworks. So it's just a learning process till I don't know, but just keep on learning and keep on persevering. It's gonna be it'll make your life easy.
Well, there you have it from Lindelani, and from myself. Don't forget to register. We are launching. If you're watching this and we've already launched, don't forget to register. And like you said, if you feel dumb, because you're gonna have a lot of that moments, your code is not working, your program is not running, we have 24-hour tutors. Whether you're up at 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 12 o'clock, we are there. So you're gonna have a tutor that's gonna tell you exactly what to do, what went wrong. So don't forget to sign up for our platform. Thank you so much, Lindelani, for taking the time to meet with me and to talk more about coding. And I'll see you all in the next interview. Bye.